Hello everyone, welcome back to the Gamers Lounge. This is your host Michael, and welcome to a review of another Bodycam game. But I'm really taking great pleasure in showing you this title because when I first saw it announced on the PlayStation Store, I was very curious. I watched some footage and I thought, now finally we have a Bodycam game or a Bodycam type game on consoles that is actually worth something. Now, this is called ActionCam Supernatural Case. It's developed by a team called Nostra Games, and it was released on the 27th of February. It's up on the stores for £7.99, and I think it's priced very well. Now, aside from my own review, which I'm bringing you now, there are a couple of reviews already on YouTube, and maybe one or two playthroughs, and I think I remember one YouTuber saying it's got a very short playthrough time of about 45 minutes to an hour. Now, in my view, that depends on how much time you take with a title. I mean, if you're going to put a game on and start rushing through it, then yeah, of course it's going to limit your enjoyment a bit. But I'd say if you take your time with it and get immersed into this atmosphere, I think it's worth £7.99. Definitely worth the price of admittance. And we are now going to go into the game itself. There's a bit of dialogue at the beginning.
So, this is the place?
Tiny bit.
Looks like a total nightmare.
Slightly cheesy.
They said a girl was seen here. Why the hell would anyone come to a place like this? Alright, let's check it out. Can't be worse than it looks, alright?
Okay. And from this point onwards, after the ever so slightly cheesy dialogue...
God, it's so dark in here. Should have brought more batteries.
Like I said, you're left to explore. There you go. So you bring up your notebook like it's telling you to do on screen. Press up on the directional buttons. And there you go. The notebook tells you pretty much what the story is. So there's not much to spoil here. So you play the part of an investigative cop reporter, and you're sent to this abandoned school to find out what's going on, why the kids have gone missing, where they are, and you just piece together as many clues as you can. The action is seen through the protagonist's body cam, so there's a fisheye lens, as you can see. Camera distortion. Now, interestingly, there is a setting. Hang on, I'll get to it in a minute. Camera distortion. Off. So you can play the game with a non-camera distorted effect if you want. It's still a fisheye lens, but the camera doesn't distort. So if you prefer to play it that way, you can.
Huh? All right, let's search the area.
So here we are in the school with no camera distortion, not really. So first of all, the controls are very good indeed. Okay, they are nothing like the previous game I reviewed. If any of you that have seen my other reviews, and in particular the previous one, Body Camera Shooter, you know, I was touching on how dreadful those controls were, and you know, the lack of gravity in some situations when you jumped atop of an object and then you tried to jump off. You hovered for a little while. Well, this game has no such problems. The controls are very responsive, they're very comfortable, they're not at all twitchy, and even if you leave them on the default setting, they are really, really comfortable. Even if you sprint, and you can sprint by holding in the L3 button on the PlayStation 5 controller, or just keeping R1 pressed, you sprint. And you know what? You can run and jump too. There you go. Excellent control system. And of course, the other thing I'm really thrilled about is the graphics. The graphics are superb. They're very, very sharp. They're very detailed. They look almost photorealistic. And finally, it's such a pleasure to play a Bodycam style game on a console, because I myself don't have a computer or a laptop that's man enough to run the original Bodycam game. Otherwise, I'd be very curious to try that one out. But you know, failing that, I'm very happy to play this one. And the lighting and the reflections are very good, as you can see there. Look, I mean, it's just really, really cool. So I'd say, Nostra Games, if you're watching this review of mine, My compliments to the chefs. You have done well, exceedingly well. Here's that annoying clock that ticks loudly. That's very unnerving. Now, besides the graphics and the controls, the sound is very good. It's very immersive. It's very spooky. I'm playing the game and I'm bringing the review to you with my Turtle Beach 600 Stealth Gen 2 headset. And yeah, the sound is very good. There you go. Let's go down here. There isn't anything down here. You can't open this door. So the other thing I'll mention, ammo is very plentiful. Now this is where the game breaks away from realism, but then again, when you play a video game, you don't want ultra realism. You want something that's going to make you relax and enjoy it. So there's lots of ammo. It's in plentiful supply, and there are loads of lockers that have ammo in them. And you think, what have the kids been doing? Why have they been hiding ammo in there? Or who has been hiding ammo in there? Could it have been the caretaker, one of the teachers? What is it that's lurking around in the shadows here? Well, I'm not going to reveal too much because I want you guys and gals to enjoy it. Now, the other clever thing, which is worth mentioning, speaking of sound design, your main protagonist has a fair bit to say for himself as he's narrating his progress. I guess because they want to bring this footage, to the main police station so we can show rookies how it's done. And that's what's mentioned in the game description. So, fair enough, that ties together. The other thing that's really good, as soon as you enter the school, depending on which order you visit each room and corridor, your protagonist will come out with different lines of dialogue, depending on where you've been or where you need to go. And I think that's very clever programming. It's very thoughtfully done. So aside from good graphics, good atmosphere, and great controls, you have some very good, careful programming that's had some thought put into it. Now, there's nothing in these lockers, I don't think. Now, I haven't completed the game myself. I did play a little bit into it, and I came across one particular puzzle, which I won't spoil for you, but I wanted to reset the game because I really did want to share it with you guys. And here's a spooky classroom. Oh, porca puttana. Right, yes. Jump scares, there are a few of those. So there you have it. Now, I suppose you're wondering, what does Mad Michael think of this game? And I would say, if you don't have a PC that can run the original Bodycam game.
I think it can be in reception room at the entrance.
See what he just said there about finding the keys in reception. If you find the keys beforehand, when you reach this point, he doesn't say that. The dialogue changes. So it's really not bad at all. So yes, my rating for the game at the moment, as I'm reviewing it, I'm going to easily give it an 8 out of 10. I would even go as far as to say 9 out of 10. I just don't know how long it is. I know that YouTuber said 45 minutes, but surely, you don't want to rush through a game like this. You do want to take your time with it and explore every nook and cranny. Get all the ammo you can find. Now, speaking of ammo and weapons, so far, I've only had the pistol to hand. I don't know if you find any other weapons the deeper you explore the school. I don't think you need to be armed to the teeth to explore an abandoned school, so I think a pistol is more than enough.
The keys have to be here somewhere.
There you go.
Found it. Now let's head back and try to open that door.
Yeah. Oh, bloody unnerving sods, aren't they? But no, well done. Developers, seriously, really well done. I mean, the jump scares are gentle to start with. They're implemented very well.
What the fuck? Someone is in there.
Yes, I imagine that there is somebody in there. Plonker. Right, now this is perhaps where I stop. Because if
Hey,
I
is anyone here?
go too far, I might spoil something. But the story, like I said, isn't sort of massively detailed. You just have to explore and find out what's going on. There's a diary on the desk here, so I'll pick it up and then close it straight away.
Looks like she spent a lot of time in the library.
And there you go.
What the?
Oh, mamma mia, vacca. Oh, mamma mia. Che brutto che era quello. Uff. Cazzo! Oh. Right. Now, this is where I level one very small criticism, but it's not a bad criticism. It's more of a constructive criticism, I think. Now, speaking of animation, when the guy falls down, he falls down in exactly the same way every time you empty a few shots into him. So there's not much variety in how he falls, but like I said, it's a video game. It's not meant to be realistic, so big deal. So what? Now he's going to get up again. So we're going to run away. So ideally you'd have to go upstairs. But, oh, that crawl space. That sounds like, oh, mamma mia. Right, okay, I'm getting out of here. He's going to get up any minute anyway. And you can hear him stomping around in the distance. You can hear him breathing as well. Can you hear that? Oh, here he is. He's following me.
Don't look back. Just keep moving.
Well, excellent advice. And there you have it, folks. I hope you've enjoyed this little bit of a review. I highly recommend this game. Easily. Definitely 100%. And it's not just because I like it, but if you want a good Bodycam game, and for those of you that unfortunately fell into the trap of buying Body Camera Shooter, the one in my previous review, now I will say one thing about that one. It's since been re-uploaded onto the PlayStation Store. It's the same game. It's called Body Camera Shooter 2025. It's been added to it. What they did add to it, and I am wondering if the developer watched my review of that one and took notice, because he's added death animations. If you can remember that when you shot somebody in that one, they just vanished into thin air. This time he's added them falling over. And he's added a bit of pixelation on the faces, like from the original Bodycam game. And the environments, the background graphics have been slightly improved. But rather than just implement those things as a patch, he's put the game up again, so you have to buy it again. I haven't done so. I've made that mistake once. But this one, I will really highly recommend it. This is 8 out of 10. And the more I play it, you know, if it sticks to this quality or gets better, I could even go as far as 8.5 or 9 out of 10, because it's very good. It plays beautifully, it looks really good, it sounds excellent, there's no clunkiness to speak of. I haven't encountered any glitches yet. These graphics are sharp, detailed, photorealistic, and Nostra Games have my vote for this one. It's excellent, so I'd say go ahead and do it. No worries there. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this review. Take care, and hope to see you soon. Ciao, ciao.